Saudi Aramco. Work permit receiver. Written exam 5. Question and answer. Exam 2020. Question 1. Who must sign a receiver certificate? A. The issuer's foreman. B. His superintendent. C. The designated representative. D. Loss prevention. Answer. B. His superintendent. Question 2. How many steps of stop work authority? A. 7 steps. B. 5 steps. C. 3 steps. D. 1 steps. Answer. B. 5 steps. Question 3. Why do we use the work permit system? A. To renew the certificate. B. To monitor contractor work hours. C. To log accident. D. To prevent the accident. Answer. D. To prevent the accident. Question 4. Work permit must be issued for A. Specific tools and general locations. B. Specific work at specific locations. C. General work at general locations. D. General equipment at small work sites. Answer. B. Specific work at specific locations. Question 5. Why are welding, cutting, and brazing tasks in confined spaces dangerous? A. They decrease the risk of carbon dioxide exposure. B. Flammable atmospheres and combustible material can ignite. C. They increase the risk of high oxygen levels. D. All the above answers. Answer. D. All the above answers. Question 6. What is discussed during the joint site inspection? A. GI 2.709 requirement. B. Check the fire watch certificate. C. Scope of work and equipment to be used. D. Designated representative. Answer. C. Scope of work and equipment to be used. Question 8. When a fire watch be assigned? A. When gas tests are over 0% lower explosive limit. B. For any hot work. C. For high-risk jobs. D. Whenever a fire could occur. Answer. D. Whenever a fire could occur. Question 9. Why the equipment must be de-energized and depressurized before work is started? A. Electricity can be wasted. B. People can be injured. C. Locks and tags will be lost. D. Gas can be wasted. Answer. B. People can be injured. Question 10. What is the difference between hot and cold permits? A. Hot uses ignition source. B. Cold uses an ignition source. C. Both use an ignition source. D. Neither uses an ignition source. Answer. A. Hot uses ignition source. Question 11. A release of hazardous liquid or gases permit is required when? A. Operator releases water. B. Craftsman erects scaffold. C. Pipe fitter open a line or install blind. D. Operator drained equipment. Answer. C. Pipe fitter opens a line or installs blind. Question 13. Work permit can be issued up to A. 2 receiver shifts. B. 1 operational shift. C. 24 consecutive hours. D. 10 hours shifts. Answer. B. 1 operational shift. Question 14. What might happen if a safety problem arises and the receiver does not stop work? A. A fire, injury, or accident. B. Countersignature becomes void. C. His certificate expires. D. The work permit expires. Answer. A. A fire, injury or accident. Question 15. An excavated trench deeper than is considered a confined space. A. 1 meter. B. 4 feet. C. 1.8 meter. D. 3 feet. Answer. B. 4 feet. Question 16. Welding inside storage tank. What type of permit required? A. Hot work permit and cold work permit. B. Confined space entry permit and hot work permit. C. Confined space entry permit and cold work permit. D. Equipment opening/line break permit and confined space entry permit. Answer. B. Confined space entry permit and hot work permit. Question 17. How long must be the issuer keeps the close work permit on file? A. 30 days. B. 60 days. C. 3 years. D. 3 months. Answer. D. 3 months. Question 18. What would the issuer requires when welding in hydrocarbon equipment? A. Fire department. B. Fire blanket. C. Fire watch. D. Fire extinguisher. Answer. C. Fire watch. Question 20. The work permit receiver must be certified by A. Loss prevention. B. Division or department head. C. Operations foreman. D. Passing the work permit test. Answer. D. Passing the work permit test. Question 21. For the use of a radioactive source only in a restricted area you would issue A. Hot work permit. B. Cold work permit. C. Release work permit. D. None, as long as the area is barricaded securely. Answer. A. Hot work permit. Question 23. Whether hard copy of the work permit should be kept on the job. A. With the receiver. B. With the foreman. C. Posted at the work area. D. In a company vehicle. Answer. C. Posted at the work area. Question 24. Where does the work permit issues? A. CCR office. B. Aramco General Services. C. Aramco Maintenance. D. Aramco Operations. Answer. D. Aramco Operations. Question 25. Which hazard can be found in a confined space? A. Sufficient lighting. B. Toxic atmospheres. C. Natural ventilation. D. All the answers. Answer. B. Toxic atmospheres. Question 26. Sandblasting requires what type of permit? A. Hot permit and release permit. B. Confined space permit. C. Hot permit. D. Cold permit. Answer. C. Hot permit. Question 27. Which of the safety precautions must be used when abrasive blasting? A. dead man switch, dust masks. B. Isolate, bonding. C. Foot protection, grounded equipment. D. Air supplied hoods, dead man switch. Answer. D. Air supplied hoods, dead man switch. Question 28. What is the hazard of welding in confined spaces? A. High pressure. B. Fire and explosion. C. Falling objects. D. All of the above. Answer. B. Fire and explosion. Question 29. Most incidents in the workplace are caused by a combination of unsafe facts and A. Hazards. B. The environment. C. Unsafe conditions. D. Safe acts. Answer. C. Unsafe conditions. Question 32. What must be provided to protect from radiation when radiography work is done? A. Respirators and skin protection. B. Hazard identification plan. C. Time, distance, and shielding. D. Time, shielding, and elevation. Answer. C. Time, distance, and shielding. Question 33. Respirator is used because of A. Internal PPE. B. Inhalation. C. Oxygen increasing. D. Suffocation. Answer. B. Inhalation. Question 34. A confined space has restricted A. Exit and egress. B. Leaving and escape. C. Entry and exit. D. Leaving and exit. Answer. C. Entry and exit.
Please give comment and suggestions.
Thank you.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for more updates. Thank for visit our channel. See you next class.
Thank you.